Hello, this is Ryan with Reviews, and this is the discussion of episode 203, season 2, episode 3, the third episode, season 2. Let's get in. 9 chefs remaining. Start off, Ramsay calls everyone down, in a hurry, and Sarah is late. She was showering. She takes super long to come down. And I'm going to make it clear, I do not like Sarah. You can see that a few times in the episode. I do not like Sarah. She is just not a likable person this season. I think she makes it way too far for how not good she is and for how not likable she is. Starts off with a challenge. It starts with the relay challenge, which is a really hard challenge. Honestly, might be the hardest challenge in the show. That's just like recurring, especially for this early in the season, especially for this early of a season. This is not an episode 3 challenge. This is in a season of 12 chefs per team. No, it's like 10 chefs per team. This is top 4 or 5 of each team. This is a really hard challenge, and unexpectedly they both do poorly. The women fail to cook the tortellini, and not most of their things aren't great, but the men forget so many things. They get no tortellini sauce, they get no sauce for the chicken, they burnt the lettuce, there's no sauce or bacon for the salmon. So yeah, they lose. They only won the tortellini because the women did not have any cooked. So, unlucky break for them. Reward is the yacht, which is you see it every season very early on, like 2-3 episode in. It's recurring. It's a luxurious reward, not like end of the season luxurious or over the top, but a recurring one. Cause you see it every time. You see it every single season. A yacht reward. Punishment is laundry day, which is not the worst for the men. Garrett said he wasn't fine with it because he did in prison. It's not the worst punishment, but for an early punishment, it's fine. It's fair, super fair. Back in the dorms, after all that, Garrett makes a sexist comment about how the women should go home and cook them dinner, which really makes Heather mad. That sparks a fight between Garrett and Heather, which turns ugly. They both have to separate, mocking each other. It's anger everywhere. And then on the other end of the emotional spectrum, Maribel is starting to feel very homesick. She's wishing she was back home. She's been in Hell's Kitchen for too long. There's no such thing as too much Hell's Kitchen, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, Maribel's homesick before service, so things are emotionally, people are getting twisted up. Especially the Red Kitchen. In service, it starts off with apps. Keith is very sloppy in front of the customers. He's sticking his fingers in, he's taking a spoon and eating it. His ass is out. Garrett's whistling. Both of those things are making Ramsay really pissed. So, not a great start. Giacomo's oven isn't on. He's complaining about it's not cooking properly. Sous Chef Scott, he's like, "Oh, your oven's not on, stupid." There's a lot of great moments with Giacomo. That one's one of my favorites. On the other side, Heather makes a mistake with her wine sauce. She's like, "Yep, I understand about the standards." And Sarah just, smiles at her mistake. What? Nuts. Sarah and Heather definitely clash ways a lot during this service, but it's overshadowed by a few things. On the other side, Tom, Keith, and Garrett are all having a miscommunication on what's happening with the tomato sauce. First they're out, then they get more, and Tom is still making more. It ends up Tom being really pissed at everyone. Keith and Garrett mostly. So Tom is not in a great mood starting now at this point of the service. Giacomo has a duck that went out that was way undercooked, super pink, and he lies and he says he has another duck coming up, and he does not. He gets called out for lying, and it's a huge mess for Giacomo, a terrible situation. Ramsey gets frustrated and reassigns them all. So I think Keith gets put on meat, and it's just incredibly unorganized and everything. You know, Tom burnt his hand a little bit. Nothing comes of that. Blue Kitchen is just falling apart though. Nothing is going well. People are mad. People are falling apart. It's not good. Red Kitchen. Sarah keeps talking over Ramsey. He gets very pissed at her. Both kitchens honestly start falling apart. Maribel is doing very poorly with the Wellingtons. They're sending out a lot of entrees, but they're running out. And things are not going well. Sarah and Maribel are not doing great. Tom and Giacomo are not doing great. Everything's falling apart, and Ramsey shuts it down. He's incredibly disappointed. Tables are starting to leave, and the men lose, because they had although terrible service all around, the men had a really bad one. So the elimination was no best of worst. On the red team, Sarah was named a best of worst. Bleh. Whatever. Whatever. It's down to voting, and Giacomo and Tom get voted up. They both had awful services, catastrophically bad, like phenomenally bad. It was atrocious on both of their parts. At the end, Giacomo gets eliminated. He thinks that's unfair, because he never gave up. He never stopped trying to grab that greasy potato, you know. But at the end, he could not grab that greasy potato, got sent home. Tom dodged a bullet for sure. He 100% would have gone home if Giacomo didn't have an equally terrible service. So, very lucky for Tom. Very unlucky for Giacomo. And very unfortunate for the blue team. Overall, this was an entertaining episode. The service was great, considering how things just fell apart. It was just a train wreck of a service. You know, an interesting challenge, train wreck service. You know, an elimination that's not obvious. This was a pretty great episode. All around, great stuff.